let's have some real talk about what it means to get a dog. So, Toby is a good boy, but really has been treated exactly the wrong way to treat a new puppy. And unfortunately, it's really common. So, he doesn't have any training. He doesn't know any rules of how to behave. And that means that he's super nervous. He doesn't know what to do all the time. And when he wants someone to pay attention to him or make him feel better, he will bark or otherwise get really anxious and then move around a lot. And, you know, he's like dog-sized. And so that can cause a lot of chaos. He's a good boy. But if this were a foster that we were doing with our regular rescue group, we would have them looking for another foster home for him. It is really not working out with the squad. He is up in everybody's face. He does a lot of crazy stuff, and so all of the girls are unhappy. Boyfriend is especially unhappy. And Toby is unhappy, not because of us, but you know, he just wants to play, he wants to do stuff, but he doesn't know how to do it appropriately. And that's what happens when, like, you get a puppy because you think it's cute, and then you don't want to train it and you don't want to do the hard work, so you leave it in the crate all the time and occasionally take it for a walk and then get really irritated because they're not behaving well and you just want them to behave well, and so then you yell at them. Dog gets really nervous. It doesn't learn anything. You get upset and have this like terrible feedback loop. So a really good dog turns so nervous. So what you end up with then is a dog like Toby, who, you know, is not a fun dog to hang out with. Not because he's not a good boy, but because he's constantly doing kind of crazy, unpredictable, sometimes destructive stuff. And at the same time, you feel very bad for him because he's so anxious and doesn't know how to behave. But it's not something that you can kind of fix like with the other dogs we have, where like they just need some love and affection and they see that the world is a good place. He needs a lot of training. So the plan with him is that we're going to take him today to get his shots, because it turns out he hasn't had any. And then we've got like some doggy training boot camps and playtime and all sorts of things. So he's going to get a lot of professional training attention for the next few weeks. This is Toby's very first vet appointment of his whole entire life. Gonna get all his shots, gonna get checked out, right? Yep, it's gonna be okay. Hey, Toby. You want a post-vet egg McMuffin? Oh, God, it's my hand. He took my whole hand. Hi, are you gonna eat all that? All right, good job. That's delish, right? Okay. Hi, Queso, my love. Would you like an egg McMuffin? Okay, now you got some smaller bits. How about some egg white? No? All right, good. You work through that at your own pace, the big cheese. Good job. Okay, we're here getting evaluated with some trainers. We came in the lobby and Toby peed on the floor, so making a good impression. That looks comfy. Toby is in his crate downstairs. I want you to hear what happens if you don't train your dog right. Like, it's super sad that he's so sad, but when he's out of the crate, he's like trying to hump Jasmine. He's like hurting the other dogs, not because he's bad or aggressive, but just because he's not trained. And a well-trained dog won't react like that when they go into their crate either. So if you're gonna get a dog, you can't just put them in their crate and like let them grow up that way. You have to train them, or else they basically can't exist comfortably and well behaved outside, but they're unhappy inside. Vink! Vink!
There you are. Hi. Here you go. Don't you eat her dinner. No, 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 no. Come on.
So a little bit more real talk. Not really about Toby in particular, but fostering. So feeding is difficult because he's so crazy. So we kind of fed in shifts, and I brought him downstairs where his crate is. He had his food, and he's just super fun to play with down here. He's still crazy, but he's having a good time playing with his ball, and then he kind of comes over and we snuggle up a little bit. And this is just a sign of like, when you're fostering, what does a dog need? He needs a house where he's the only dog, or maybe he has one other like very patient friend as a dog. Having all the dogs here is not good for him. Like, it gets him wound up, and he really just needs some one-on-one attention, because you can see he's so nice and calm now. If he's got a person, his confidence is low, and so it helps him feel more secure if he's just person to dog. And yeah, so when we talk about finding the right fit for the dog, it's not even so much like, what do we want, or is the dog great, but like, what's the best thing for them. And for Toby, even if he was, you know, mellow and whatever, he's a dog who does better with just one person, not a whole bunch of dogs. And Sizzle was the same way. Sizzle like fit in perfectly here, but she was a dog who needed like one friend and not 5 friends. So yes, you are just a little joy with you and me down here by ourselves. Yep, crazy joy, but still very good. Can we throw that ball? Good job. Okay, so Team Roasty. Wah! Okay, so I'm sorry that happened to you. Here you go, Team Roasty. Are you? I think you're probably Team Kaz. No, Toby, come back. Toby. Don't you take that from here. Come here. Look, you have that Roasty in your mouth. What are you gonna do with it? Okay. We'll see about that more later. Team Roasty. Good boy. Jasmine, looking real nihilistic down there. Here you go, Team Roasty. You know what? I'm gonna put it right there. Hops. Team Crunch. Hops. You're Team Crunch. God damn it. Just take the carrot. Take it. Hops. Take the crunch. Hops. Take the crunch. You want the crunch? Okay. Well. Now you're Team Crunch. You dropped your Roasty. You got the crunch. Hops. Once again, Team Crunch. Pink! Team Crunch. Boyfriend, we're supposed to eat that.